Hey, welcome back to the Big Rant Show. As always, thank you for joining me. If you could, hit the subscribe button down below and let's get right to it. Now, the other day I brought you a story over the Trump administration and how the Health and Human Services Department has a draft of a new policy that they want to put in effect, changing the terms of what transgender means and what gender means in general. Basically, what it seems they're doing is trying to policy transgender people out of being able to receive government assistance and things like that, like I don't know, financial aid, Medicaid, Medicare, things like that, right? Because they want to make it to where you either have to be male with the male genitalia you were born with, or the female genitalia you were born with, and you can't be anywhere in between. Period. Is what it seems to be they're trying to make. And I got a lot of hate on that from a few, at least one or two people on that video. But I also got a lot of support from at least one or two people as well. And so I would like to thank those that gave support to that video. And I would like to follow up on that video right now. Now, a few years ago, of course, once Bruce Jenner, now Caitlyn Jenner, came out as transgender. And of course, in 2016... Caitlyn Jenner supported who? Donald Trump. And thought Donald Trump could be a good person for the LGBT community. Which, at the time, I was livid because I could not believe somebody could believe. I don't care how ignorant someone could be of politics, could believe that with all the things that Donald Trump has said during that campaign, that he was supportive of transgender rights or LGBT rights, period. I don't care if the man was holding a pride flag at his inauguration. I don't care. That was a ploy to make people think he gave a damn. He doesn't. But now Caitlyn Jenner has seen the light. Caitlyn Jenner has now come to realization that Donald Trump cannot and will not help the LGBT community. Will not care about the rights of transgender individuals. And that she was wrong. Now, let me get to you a little bit of what she had to say in this article here. That it was an op-ed she put in the Washington Post the other day. And let me read you a little snippet here that I found on the web. It says here in a Washington Post op-ed published Thursday. At first, Jenner believed that she could work with Trump and other Republicans to change the party's stance on LGBTQ issues. She goes on to say, sadly, I was wrong. The reality is that the trans community is being relentlessly attacked by this president. She goes on to say he has shown no regard for an already marginalized and struggling community. Believing that I could work with Trump and his administration to support our community was a mistake. She goes on to say that her hope that Trump and the Republicans on this issue was misplaced, and she cannot support anyone that is working against our community. I do not support Trump. I must learn from my mistakes and move forward. Now, Jenner has done a lot of things trying to help, get this on the radar of the Trump administration, trying to get the Trump administration to do something to help these people and keep the protections from being rolled back. But of course, ever since he's taken office, it's been one attack or another against the LGBT community. From rolling back transgender protections in schools, now to rolling back transgender protections in Health and Human Services and HUD and financial aid and all that kind of stuff. And I don't think he cares. But Caitlyn Jenner has tried. And I truly believe that whatever reason that Caitlyn Jenner had for this, for supporting Donald Trump, for thinking she could get him to care, I am glad that she has seen the light. And I am glad that Caitlyn Jenner understands that you're not going to be able to get somebody like Donald Trump to give a dang about the LGBT community. It's just not going to happen. He will never care. He doesn't care unless it's going to make him money or unless it's going to get him a vote. And unfortunately, Donald Trump doesn't even care about getting the votes on this issue because he's scared he'll lose his base. And so, all I can say is Donald Trump, when it comes to these issues, is a terrible person. He's a terrible human being. And I'm sorry, I just can't support a man that does this. I cannot support a man that shows so much disdain for the LGBT community. Anyhow, this has been the Big Rant Show. I've been your host, Jacob Keck, and I'll see you down the road.